I have a thread on Lipstick Alley called Grimes is a Gang Stalker, and it would be amazing if you check it out. You have to create an account and post a little bit because it's placed in the back alley. Some of the moderators on Lipstick Alley are perpetrators and sneak around just being, see you next Tuesdays. So they placed that thread in the back alley, and you have to have an account to view it. It's called Grimes is a Gang Stalker. I also have another thread about my targeting experience, and it's called What Are the Ops? And in that thread, it goes more into what was previously known as the hip hop police, because all of this is associated with that whole network. This is a racketeering operation, and it spans many fields of interest or many industries. So it's music, entertainment, tech, health, all of it. I want you people to start ignoring the operatives that are on social media, because they are Neuralinked affiliate networks, which means that they are receiving augmented sensory perception. They're a part of the bio-digital convergence that has been happening in the background. They target people for access to bio data that's all sent up to the clouds and disseminated, however, back channels or through radio frequency and the electromagnetic spectrum. So they have reduced all of the important knowledge that you need into a perversion of new ageism and spirituality, religion, and some fake ass coaching on relationships. So the other aspect of this is that a lot of these people like to play games of domination and submission, or forced submission. They attempt to cognitively dominate other people through asymmetry, which means their gang of stalkers. And all of this is done through traditional surveillance as well as bio and neural surveillance. And the people that assist them in procuring this surveillance are higher up influencers or people that we know like Jordan Peterson and Richard Grannon or Sam Vaknin. Everything that occurs in the Twin Flame universe and in that tarot bubble and network that produces their content by gang stalking and targeting other people is built on the thoughts of people like Jordan Peterson, Richard Grannon, and Sam Vaknin. They follow their process, okay? They have operationalized narcissistic abuse for these people, and they engage in it and call it spiritual warfare. So when you hear them talk about somebody being under spiritual warfare, they are the ones that are engaged in that spiritual warfare against other people, and they do it by proxy. It's their content that's the vehicle for the abuse. And they follow the narcissistic discarding process or the narcissistic abuse cycle. And when they're talking about cycles, they're talking about cycles of targeting somebody, cycles of putting somebody under surveillance. And a lot of times these people expect to be able to follow along somebody's life forever, and I've read other people who have been targeted and they've been dealing with it for a long time. But since we have the internet and social media, and people are starting to share their experiences, you can see that this is being corroborated more and more, and people are feeling less alone in their experience of something so heinous and horrendous. So that thread that I have on Lipstick Alley, Grimes is a Gang Stalker, and the other one, What Are the Ops, follows along my experience of gang stalking. And I also made sure to make comments here and there in other threads that related to my targeting experience so that I could run parallel to their parallel narrative, right? And have a record of everything that they do. So while they're attempting to mirror me, I'm mirroring them. While they're watching me, I'm watching them. And that's how they've been backed between a rock and a hard place, and they say that the targeting cycle is over or the cycle is over. It's because they're exposed. Okay? It's because they're exposed. So the people that orchestrated it for me, and you can see it in their contents if you follow the themes that are spoken about by Jordan Peterson and his intellectual dark web. Most of it is about theories on meaning and cognitive science and theology, but it's all the stuff that gets trickled down to these guys to sort of perform. So all of these people are trying to perform as if they are wise and they have something valuable for you to buy. But a lot of it is sort of developed in an ecosystem or a sandlot where they are taking this insight from people that they've targeted. So all these people that they've targeted are on some type of a server, and they have access to eavesdrop, to listen, to get neural reports, to get access to their devices so they can follow along and see, what are you doing with your banking? What are you doing with this? And what are you doing with that? And a lot of this we see mainstream when they're dripping bits and pieces of the truth, talking about digital IDs and social credit. The twin flame universe tries to operate a type of social credit because they're an MLM or a pyramid. So the people that they target, they're trying to take their social capital and usurp it as their own, right? To convert that into social media clout and then therefore monetize that and make money off of it and elevate their image. I'd really like you to check out a philosopher online called Carefree Wandering. He talks about prophilicity, and that is image curating basically, but he describes all the different dimensions of it. And this is what these people attempt to do, except they're curating their prophilicity or their image based on the identities that they eat. So they're sort of like metaphysical cannibals, okay? They cannibalize other people's identities, and they do it so that they can elevate themselves and monetize themselves. And somebody like Grimes would call that a UBI. So she feels like she's lifting these people out of poverty by giving them access to augmented sensory perception or the neural technology. And that's why these people are so gung-ho about sacrificing others, because they would like to cannibalize your identity. And this might be done through the through the wireless medical body area networks that are used for health telemetry, or it could be through a digital twin. And that digital twin is simultaneously parallel or quantum computed with the physical thing. It's a part of the biodigital convergence and the biophysical layer that they are manipulating or exploiting. And the people that you want to listen to, if you don't want to be left behind and under the influence of a perversion, is somebody like Michael Levin. Michael Levin talks about the biochemistry. He talks about collective intelligence or swarm intelligence, which is basically bio-networking minds, right? And that's what the twin flame universe is. They are a collective intelligence or a network of minds that are linked through augmented sensory perception. And they receive something that's called synthetic telepathy, or Elon calls it conceptual telepathy. And you can see that in your own life when you're targeted. It shows up in many different ways, and that is sort of an AI or just machine learning that's operating in the background, interacting with everybody's biodata or neural data. So these people are the ones that sort of benefit from it, as long as they are willing to be their, the warriors, right? The digital warriors for whoever doesn't want to get their hands dirty or be perceived as a scumbag. So if you want the real knowledge and you want to keep yourself safe, and I think this is a matter of life and death, you should listen to people like Michael Levin, who are talking about biochemistry, molecular and cellular communication, bioengineering, regenerative medicine, and collective and swarm intelligence, or, embodied intelligence. And they also talk about the entities that these people don't know how to really describe or tell you what it is. Agentic AI, or AI that has been produced off of biodata, biosurveillance, profiling humans, human-machine interaction. Okay, so that's what this is all about. And the people that targeted me are Jordan Peterson, Richard Grannon, Sam Backman, Grimes, as I made a thread about her, and then the contract was given to these networks.